Alright, so you guys have been hanging out in the Sword Coast for a while, and Red is proficient in history, so he's kind of been just walking and talking and wandering, and he's picked up on some knowledge about the area. So I've already given you guys kind of a description, but this intro description will have a little history involved if he rolls a good history check.
All right. Should I get a 14?
14, yeah. So you guys have spent a little bit of time at the Sword Coast now, after landing your ship and Giron bringing Red and dropping off the other guys and staying gone himself. So it's now down to the skeleton crew of Red and Tar and Roslyn hanging out in the Sword Coast. And you guys have been discussing whether or not you want to go back to loot the iceberg some more, since it's just you guys, or hang out here, or maybe even you have some opportunities to do some local exploration, where you could even explore traveling by sea or by land back to the Empire if you so choose. The world is yours. But while you guys are, let's say you've all had a long rest, you've stayed at did you guys stay at the Blushing Mermaid, or what was the other bar?
We stayed at the Blushing Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds familiar.
Okay, let me there was another bar though.
Somebody who's watching this can catch us on that and completely destroy our cannon.
Yeah, indeed. There's also the Elf Song Tavern that I gave you guys the opportunity to go to. I don't know if you went though. Did you go? No? Okay. So yeah, you guys went to the local place instead of the place where some of the locals do bad business with...
We kind of smell like locals.
Yeah. So, anyway, with your 14, you've come to find out that the Sword Coast is the region in eastern... Oh, crap. What did we name the continent? I guess we didn't name the continent yet. But on the eastern part of the continent, and it's along the coast that is called the Sea of Swords, which you guys have already heard because I've stolen all this stuff from Wizards of the Coast, because you guys put out
Thank you guys.
the Sword Coast. Sweet book. Thanks, guys. Bought it, by the way. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
No illegal PDFs ever.
Never.
That's disgusting.
Some say it's the Sword Coast is taking its name from the gigantic stone spikes that stick out of the sea. I also told you guys about the lighthouse, etc., and so forth.
Cannon.
But here's some more stuff that I have not included, which you have found out because you guys haven't explored the area, but he's now come to find out that the Sword Coast took its name from the white cliffs that rise up sharply hundreds of miles along the coastline between the river Desrin and we might explore this other place with D&D stuff, Baldur's Gate.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Third game coming out. Oh,
yeah, so there's some books. There's old books too that we can use for exploring more of that world if you guys are into
3.5 stuff.
Or yeah, they have adaptations of the 3.5 to 5e because Wizards of the Coast are based. Anyway, yeah, making stuff work so that everybody can play and read along and have fun, and the lore is fantastic. So anyway, that's what you've learned is there's a place along the coast called Baldur's Gate, and between Baldur's Gate and the River Desrin lies the Sword Coast, which is it's a long and north in our world. It's a long and north northwesterly type,
Mhm.
except it's on the East Coast because due west is the firmament, the edge of the world.
That's what they say.
And that is what has been said. You guys haven't explored yet, so I'm not about to burst your bubble.
Well, Sergeant, what should we do? Should we head towards the...
We need to find out what happened to the cars before we go back to the council again.
That's probably a good call.
Okay.
What was that?
We need to go back to McCarth.
Oh yeah, to find
What
to, so you got to go back to the iceberg to find out what happened to
Yeah.
Makath the Crimson.
Did we have any sign that he might be in the iceberg?
She.
Excuse me. Cool.
Yeah,
She
you
might
haven't
be
you haven't
in
met
the
her yet.
iceberg?
Easy mistake to make.
We know that she went with the ice people.
Oh.
You know, she doesn't have a, feminine name like your mother Claudia.
Claudia. Anyway,
That's
so
some backstory, okay?
we need to go back to the frost humor and see if we'll take this again.
All right.
We can do it.
So you guys are gonna go bargain with Half Face, see if he wants to go get frostbite again and stuck in the snow and ice and possibly be attacked by ice hunters and ice toads and scrags and all that stuff all over again.
Yeah.
That sounds like a blast. So let's just fast forward through some travel and
We missed part of that.
no,
We
that'll
side
happen.
quested a little bit.
That'll happen
Or we
on your way up there.
had two main quests and we kind of did half of them.
But yeah, you guys stealth past any encounter with the ice hunters at their own village. Like you just snuck around.
That's true.
It's like I presented you with your great perception rolls, the back door and the front door, which, again, the module told me to present you with the back door and the front door.
Sneak in the back door. Yeah.
So what is that?
Hello, brownies.
Oh, hello, brownies.
They're just brownies.
They're only brownies.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, I'm not looking to get poisoned. If I want to poison myself, I have whiskey.
Good night.
If I want to poison myself.
So, who has the best charisma? I've got basically none.
I've got some charisma.
So we're just gonna fast forward through the travel. I'll get you guys back to the iceberg.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not sure.
That's our intent, is to basically take the same path we traveled. There
Thank
should
you.
at least be some
Looks awesome.
crushed icebergs.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
Sea of moving ice? How's that grab you?
Marshmallows.
Thank you, tabletopaudio.com, for being so amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, that sounds like ice.
Before the brownie break, you guys just got a little history drop at breakfast, and you all are sitting around a table at the Blushing Mermaid. Forgive me, I forget the bartender's name, but it doesn't matter because it's morning. So now it's a new person because they have the day shift and the night shift. And you see a stout halfling woman, because why not? And her name is Elga, and she makes you breakfast of rare steak and eggs and toast with butter, and with your breakfast comes coffee and cream as well, if that's what you're into.
Nice. I just want to take the time and chat with Elga
As for some questions.
because Half-Face is properly known through both, as you said last
Yep.
game. I'm gonna ask her if she might know where he could be today, since he's got no job right now.
Well, I imagine since he's just got back, what was it, yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably still be on the boat overseeing the underloading and the overseeing and the repairing if there's any of that to be done.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Thank you. And I tip her like a gold.
Well, thank you very much, miss.
Let's go see if we can help with the setup.
Yeah. With I'm told. Why are you drinking my beer? Yours is right there. Keep your hands off mine.
Car's coming.
All right, so we're gonna skip all like if you guys want to explore the Sword Coast and stuff like that, but like as soon as you get to the docks, you're able to like make way within hours. We're gonna skip the travel up there so that because the whole thing is you guys were antsy the pantsy to get out, and it's like now that you've thought about it some more, you're curious about the ice hunters and Makath and all that, and you just never got the chance, and it's hard to stealth a party of 7.
That's plausible.
We're gonna go with the strike team. Head straight for the town. Whoop some ass. Ask some questions.
We're not gonna whoop ass, but you're gonna leave that be.
Ask some questions.
Yeah, so when Red wants to, I think he's got a pretty high charisma.
Yeah. You want to talk to the captain?
You guys are good. So you guys are gonna do that and just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys
Excuse me.
make it through the Sea of Ice. It's a number of days of travel. Fortunately, you were just up there. Isn't that nice?
Could you calculate how many days of travel?
I'm looking that up right now, actually. 'Cause
I can't remember how long we had. I think
6 days the first time.
What was 6 days?
you guys had a storm.
Holy shit.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
We had 6 days of travel because of the storm.
I thought it was less than that. I'm sorry. Well, this is what we're doing.
I have notes for this reason. And that's what we did.
Okay.
I suppose you could cast send or
I can't cast. No.
Somewhere
our
in here.
sorceress isn't here. Fuck.
It says exactly how far it is.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa.
Wow,
Yeah,
it
that's
does
over
not.
here.
It does not say how far away it is. I could have sworn it said how far away it was.
You have the dwarf handy?
Oh yeah, the other dwarf on the deck, like the dwarf deckhand. You wanted to talk to him?
Oh no, I mean my piece, my guy.
Oh yeah, he's
But yeah, the dwarves are broke here.
there's a what the fudge?
On a boat.
On a boat.
Little dwarf.
Perfect.
Dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
My people.
Holy fuck!
No, don't give it back to
All this stuff here.
It's a pretty good 3D print.
Is it not a mold?
No, I think it's a 3D print.
It's got a seam on the edge.
That's what we said to him.
Well, crap. I can't seem to find it, and there's pages and pages of stuff here, so...
Well, if it was 6 days for the store, we have it.
Probably 4.
Yeah, it might have been more like 4. I can't remember which page it was on. And, so... Yeah. We'll say it's 4 days. Is there anything you want to do on the 4 days of travel?
I do have one thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
Read for 2 hours each day.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's totally doable. Like, there's plenty of time in the day to take a couple hours to read.
$17 more hours.
Alright. So you guys make it to the base of the iceberg called Oyavagatn. Which, at the base of which there is a tunnel, yada yada yada, that leads to, what the hell did I call that dragon? The Old White Death is the name that I remember, but he has a proper name.
That's it. White Death.
Yeah.
I think it's like Aragathor. Yeah, Aragathor. His lair is at the base of it. And it's been a number of days, so you don't have to worry about sheets of falling ice and, you know, all those other lair actions that we only got through like 2 rounds of combat.
Because it was an all out around the area, right? It was the whole land that it was on. Would we
including
notice,
the storm.
Yeah. Would we notice if any villagers got affected by it as we're walking?
They lived on the iceberg with him, so like you haven't seen any ice hunters, but you're assuming they're figuring out their lives and whatnot now that they don't have a dragon to serve.
Okay.
Which actually, that's a... Okay, excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze.
Was he?
Whew. Is it gonna come in pairs? Nope. All right. Anyway, yeah, you'll see. As we'll say, you'll see.
That's what they all say. What are you doing now?
Switching it to another icy one. Since we're getting into...
Yes. So, as you guys approach, how would you like to approach the Ice Hunter village? Again, there's the ways to go in. There's the rope that leads you up the backside, or you can sneak in behind the fence, or there's like the kind of carved ice stairs that lead you up to like what you're assuming is a main gate that you can't really see from the front of the iceberg.
Well, we really don't know how they're gonna act, and for one, they took Makath just fine over in the storyline for her. So I'm thinking we could just walk in naturally without being like overly anxious. Just walk in random,
Okay.
like a stranger would. Just kind of lost type of thing.
Okay.
We're kind of lost.
Yeah, we don't know where we are. I mean, we do, but they don't know that.
Alright. So as you approach the iceberg called Oyavagatn, you see that the iceberg rises up out of the sea, nearly triangular, with rounded corners, and on a what would be the plateau, there rises above this plateau where there's the village, jagged spires of ice rise almost 200 feet out of the water. The Ice Hunter Village is a collection of snow shelters and tents sitting at the center of this plateau that is more or less surrounded by these spikes of ice. And like I told you before, there's like a wooden ramshackle camouflaging of a fence that goes around like their tents and snow shelters to make it more camouflage.
What do you guys think we should do? Should we go around? Should we walk up to the gate?
I walk up to the gate.
Yeah, I mean, have you guys had any contact with these people yet?
No.
Only negative.
Only negative on
You guys would remember that
They
they
don't
tried
know
to
that we did
raid
that,
your
though.
boat. Yeah, but you would remember that they tried to raid your boat. Like, no questions asked, they tried to rob you.
Didn't we leave no survivors?
Yeah.
Huh?
So, I mean,
Yeah, they wouldn't necessarily know it's
Who
you.
would it go?
We could try and talk to the people and see if anyone new has come through that they would tell us about. So we could. I agree with Rob.
Who was the
Sorry.
teasing?
I know
Okay.
kind of what they look like.
Yeah, they look like yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna disguise myself as someone that looks similar to them, using Drew Furbolg magic. I'm gonna cast Disguise Self for the next hour and look somewhat like one of these natives.
Interesting. Okay.
Try and kind of catch him off guard. Maybe assist with this buddy old pal's charisma check, and I'm going to tap him on the shoulder and cast Guidance, which gives you plus D4 to an ability check of your choice.
Nice.
Are we at the gate?
Just,
I'll do that before you speak to me.
All right. So if you
That's
choose,
my
here's just verbatim. If you choose to go by the obvious path leading up the chasm from the ice ledge, you're noticed by villagers with 12 sled dogs between the two of them. And you notice these dogs. They immediately start barking and growling. And you haven't even made it to the gate yet.
And that was when I cast Guidance.
Okay. Why don't you give us an aura of protection, just in general?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, what would you like to do? You see two people, and they make no effort to stop the dogs. Like they're not like letting them loose on you. They're making no effort to stop the dogs from their barking and growling, and they're making no effort to like communicate with you.
Well, we'll walk past them into the gate.
Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of wave.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Don't even look at them. They're a bunch of scumbags.
Okay.
You need a charisma check.
I'm looking at something before we do anything really quick.
All right. So you approach the gate, and there is like kind of a tree stand, a deck. It's not like a tower, but there's like a deck where excuse me.
I'm gonna drink potion of animal friendship
Okay.
because that's the only one I have. Can you help me look that up really quick?
Should be in your spells.
All right. So you're from this deck. You're approached by two individuals. One is like it's cold out, like it's sea of ice, iceberg. One is dressed in like furs and seems to be like bundled up for the weather. The other is wearing much less, like a loincloth, and has like kind of a round belly, but they're probably strong underneath.
Sure.
And yeah, one is carrying like a large staff, and the other well, he has a weapon. I don't remember what he has right now. Sorry about that. Should have.
And so they approach us from like an overhead gate.
Yeah, so there's like a deck that puts them up over the wall so that they can address you. And why have you come?
We're looking for a lost friend.
A tiefling, to be exact.
Yes, a lost tiefling, and we hear that she came here last we heard.
I know nothing of your friend. We don't get many visitors here. What do you want with us?
Can we have a look around?
She was last seen with you guys.
We don't usually allow visitors, which is why we have the gate.
We come with trade, and I
We
just
do.
kind of like open up my cloak and show a bunch of steaks, like jerky, some pints of mead, healing potions. What are you buying?
We don't do trade with outlanders. We don't like strangers around here.
Well, I'm not necessarily an outlander. I've grown up in the north.
Aren't you disguised?
Yeah.
Alright.
That was a bold-faced lie. Don't you worry.
Alright. There you go.
Make a deception check.
Here it comes. You guys ready for me to completely
While
fuck
he's
this up?
talking to them, I'm petting the dog. One of the dogs, because it's my friend at the moment for 24 hours.
Yeah, all the other dogs still are aggressive towards
fine.
you, and they don't seem impressed by it at all.
How does 8 grab you?
We don't do trade with outlanders.
Nope.
Well,
What if we told you we could offer you protection?
Protection from what?
Dragons. I'm a dragon.
There's no dragon here. And
I'm a dragon here.
the bare-chested loincloth one kind of like gesticulates at like the giant bones that like the large rib cage. Did I have you guys identify the rib cage?
Yeah, you said it was a whale or something?
That is correct. So he gesticulates at that, and you already know he's lying. He says, "Those are the bones of the old White Death. He does not sail these skies anymore."
there's nothing I can't stand but liars. More
We
than
drew
this
the
world.
bones of the old White Death.
Who has scales? Somebody has a scale. You have a scale.
Yeah, I got a scale.
You can show him the scale.
Alright.
It's a very shiny white scale.
You mean, this White Death?
You have a +4 on your check, too.
Yep.
It's a plus a D4.
Sorry, yeah, plus a
all right,
D4.
so yeah, roll a persuasion check. You're trying to convince him that the dragon is dead.
Okay. Persuasion. Yeah, so I get that.
Oh,
D4.
and Tar, roll an insight check.
I like insight checks. And this die,
Oh.
where's that dice gel you got?
Oh,
This
damn.
I'll have
dice
a
gel.
dice gel.
I got a 30.
Where's that wooden thing?
30 total.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it is. Just leave it.
You see a look of shock on his face as how about you make an insight check as well, since you're talking.
What's that? Oh,
Wisdom based.
oh awesome.
10?
7.
Can I just watch the guy's movement?
You recognize that he's like shocked.
Like in general, just the whole time watch his movement.
We slayed this this beast bearing over your people, and I've come to convert you to the true Name of Bahamut. He's the real dragon. The
Make
real deal.
another perception check.
Perception or persuasion?
Or, yeah, persuasion.
So,
Sorry.
do I still get the D4?
No more D4.
Okay.
Yeah, only on one.
6. Well, 16.
16.
That's good.
Perhaps we will talk with Outlanders. Come. And he leads you through the village, which you now see very well that it is a bunch of ramshackle ice huts and tents. And at the center of the village, there is a wooden building, a hut to be precise. I have a description of it written in my notes here
I like descriptions.
somewhere. Yeah, this like I had this much fresher in my mind a couple weeks ago when you guys didn't go here this way.
Sorry.
Hey, on the plus side, I had it fresh in my mind for you guys to climb up the cliff face and go down, the ice tunnels and whatnot. So that's pretty dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's our typical kind of...
You guys kind of prefer the, yield dungeons before yield dragons instead of all this roleplay stuff.
Oh, we roleplay with the best of them.
Indeed.
Fine,
On
damn.
taverns and brawls and it's, for lack of better description, because I can't seem to find it in my plethora of notes, since I did not number the pages or anything like that. So, anyway, inside is it's a wooden shelter. So there are gaps. There's not a whole lot of chinking. They don't have a lot of furs or leathers on the inside of it. But there is a large fire pit in the middle and kind of a yurt-shaped roof with a smoke outlet for this it's kind of a brazier right now. It's not even really a fully lit fire. There's not a whole lot of light in here. And by the looks of it, they just kind of keep the fire going, and maybe they get it blazing if they're going to have a village feast or some sort of meeting. They might gather around the fire, and it would become warm if they if they had that sort of situation.
Can we heat up some whiskey or meat on the fire?
Tori, you should make food for them.
You can absolutely stoke the fire, and they're actually offering you hospitality.
Take
So-
whatever they give you and eat it.
Okay.
Okay.
They
This is what you're the other sergeant, because we also...
That's what I get for sitting on the other side last week.
Oh.
so they take you into this kind of hut, this meeting hall, and they offer you God damn it.
A mead-ing hall?
Mm-hmm.
They offer to let you sleep in this hut, and they bring you a platter of slightly spoiled raw fish.
Fermented. This is good.
That
For it.
yeah, they actually prefer. So I'll just get in character to do this instead of trying to explain it. So this is our local delicacy. My people prefer the tanginess of the fish this way. It's a local delicacy anyway. Here, and she just offers you the whole platter. Help yourselves, and then
I'll take it.
she
Yeah.
kind of so you see kind of a medium height, medium weight, kind of a medium yellow brown. She's got clear skin, kind of a flat nose, big white teeth, and she just kind of bows herself out, and she's just wearing a fur tunic, fur boots, and just kind of plain everything, not very extravagantly dressed.
I grab a fish, pour some whiskey over it, and just down it.
Okay.
He knows how to eat a spoiled fish.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to offend
I
anybody.
didn't know if dwarves ate fish.
Well,
Tar's gonna kind of scratch his head. Pour some. I guess I have that Outlander whiskey.
I still do too.
We have plenty of that whiskey. We should share this whiskey with these people.
Yeah, that's the plan. Do a
Okay.
pot to heat this stuff up.
Yeah.
That way it'll be extra cozy.
Oh, the whiskey?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at Red and ask him for some of that whiskey.
All right. I'd probably have just pour it out until we have like half a bottle left.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
And then I'll put the other half in a pot so we can heat it up and get these people nice and drunk for Bahamut. So.
All right. So, who all ate the fish?
All three.
Okay. So,
Tar eats fish.
yeah, you guys didn't even like decide to look at it. You guys just went with what Tar said. You know.
Eat what they give us.
Yeah, eat what they give you. So, everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
I like this.
You get, pretty sure you get a +3.
Doesn't even matter. Nat 20.
Nice.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
for me.
so
Take what I
mine
can
would
get.
be 15.
Nice. How about you?
What's
Third one down.
It's Constitution saving
Oh.
throw.
Plus 4.
Oh, 0 plus 6? Yeah. 22.
Very cool.
All right.
22. Yeah. Okay, so it was a DC 15. You made it.
Mm-hmm.
You're good to go.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah,
close.
they were kind of hoping that the bitter taste of the fish would cover up the bitter taste of the poison that they put on their fish, but they still failed to poison you.
You're
So
stout,
yeah,
young
if
dwarf.
you guys would have actually decided, here's just for fun, here, if you guys would have decided to look at what they gave you, it would have been a DC 20 perception check, or a DC 15 intelligence investigation check to detect that it was poison.
Does Tar know that they just tried to slip us a neurotoxin?
Oh, you know that they tried to poison you. Like, you know because...
So after everyone's really kind of enjoyed that whiskey and fish, I'm going to be like, so that was poison.
I've had worse from Grugny's mugs. So
I know.
I'm
right?
immune
I mean,
to poison.
in a way, it was kind of good. I mean, was it like blowfish? I mean, what was that? Or pufferfish?
probably just black mold fish.
Yeah, right? Just shell off some black mold off of some wood. And...
I'm a poisonous dragon. I'm immune to
yeah,
it.
you don't know shit anyway.
Cool. I just peel the poison off anyways.
Have you guys killed an adult black dragon yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
That might be your next one.
Tar was all ready to cook for him. Now I just kind of want to kill them all. That horrid fucking... I'm saying this in Sylvan. Bitch. And you
So
might
nobody
understand
understands
that.
you.
Well, she might understand me saying you.
Oh, I had advantage to that save too for poison. Cool.
Alright, so...
Can't really blame them for not trusting us though.
Fair enough.
So now that they know that we're nothing to be trifled with, let's get some answers from someone who might know something.
Can I just do an intimidation? Not like intimidation.
So
towards-
you guys notice that you've been left to yourselves with a platter of poisoned fish. They offered to let you sleep in there. You've been sitting by yourselves. You've soaked the brazier so that it's getting warmer. It's a little bit lighter. But you're left to your own devices. There's, as far as you can see, there's one way in and one way out. Has anybody done a perception check on this room besides the description I gave you of kind of a drafty?
I can pass a
Wooden
perception, or I can roll. What would you like?
Beyond what I gave you, you're gonna have to roll for like a major perception
Have a
or
gander.
an investigation check.
Yeah, see, that's yeah. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, 3 plus 9, so that's a 12.
12.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
sparsely furnished. There's like a door, a brazier,
Mhm.
drafty walls, and a wooden floor. Just wood on ice as far as you can tell by the gaps and whatnots that are in the planks.
If your friend came here, she might be fucking dead.
You want to check the bedding for any hair that might match them or something?
Yeah, I was gonna investigate around the whole
Okay,
area.
make an investigation check.
She's definitely fucking dead.
19.
19.
We can ask questions, but I feel like we should be leaving. Or
All right.
we could burn that fucking gate to the ground.
I don't know. It's pretty cold out. You know, you get a
Yeah,
fire
so
going
we
in
could
here.
act like
but-
All
we're
right.
good and
So
see where they take us.
in the wooden floor,
That's
you
right.
notice there's like kind of a solid plank of like boards that are like more closely together, and you notice there's kind of like a solid outline to them, and you kind of find a gap in this kind of well-defined, almost trapdoor looking shape, but it's not quite trapdoor looking shape because it's camouflage, and you just like barely notice. It's like, oh, all these boards are kind of together. And so with your 19, you kind of jam one of your fingers under a board, and doesn't take that, and you lift it up, and you notice underneath this trap door, there are stairs that go down about. Well, what's the range on your dark vision? Because it goes
60.
down about that far, but it's like steep stairs.
60.
Okay. So yeah, it goes down at least that far.
I'm gonna light a torch.
Yeah.
And do you have? What do you got?
I was just gonna stealth down there a little bit and see what happens.
And that's
It's just a hole, and I have dark vision.
it's a conveniently placed door. If they are
But do
missing.
you have dark vision?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Mhm.
You can come with me for a minute.
All right. You just want to make sure they don't get suspicious.
Just for a second. I mean, you're Tar. You're a healer. We need a healer to keep the tanks.
I can go with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come
All right,
let's
so,
all go down there.
No, not split. We're walking down for a minute. I want to investigate, see if there's any traps.
Yeah, we'll all just go down.
All right, so everybody who's going
I
down
can
these
cast dark
stairs,
We haven't decided.
Or I can turn into a bat.
everybody who's going down these stairs, I need you to make a dexterity check because these stairs are seldom used, and they become slippery and frosty.
Oh yeah, they did.
-6. 6.
6 total for your dexterity check.
Oh yeah.
Okay. For this, marching order, please.
21. Sorry.
Who is in front?
I'll go
I
first.
was in front.
Shit. I was in back.
Yeah,
Okay.
son.
Whoa.
All right. Dexterity check.
Oh,
Just
I
a
did
check.
21. That's what I
Okay.
had rolled.
Okay. And that's just like your roll
19
plus your
plus 2.
dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus. All right. So you dodge out of the way of
Oh, plus
him
4.
falling down. You fall and like tumble down. You fall 60 feet.
It's
And
on the stairs.
yeah. Well, you just got started. It was going to be a couple of checks.
How many feet per second? Do we get a bonus action?
No, so he fell in front of you. She dodged out of the way. You're fine. And you're going to fall 60 feet, and you're going to take...
A lot of damage.
I got a shield on my back. Can I just sled down?
Don't land on your back. Definitely don't land
no,
on your back.
Damn.
Right, so that's 21 falling damage.
All right, I'll take 18.
It would be bludgeoning damage, so... yeah,
Huh.
you take
21.
18.
18. Cool.
Yeah, because your armor.
Cool. Yeah, it's a heavy armor master trait. So. All right. Fine. That hurt. Should have drank more of that whiskey.
So, how far is Tar falling?
So what was your dexterity check?
No, 6.
6? So yeah, you're gonna take 21.
Can I use a bonus action as I fall?
What do you got?
I got beast form.
Beast form.
Yeah.
You fall as a cat.
I
That's 11.
fall as a bird. I fall as a hummingbird. I fall as a... How wide is this tunnel? I got something with dark vision. Hang on a second. I ain't falling. How dare you?
As
I mean, it's a bonus action.
there's
Can I use a bonus action?
there's steep stairs. It's just like if you're only falling like, you know, you're falling about half of the distance. You made it most of the way down, and like you're making a dexterity check to like maintain that you're on slippery stairs. Like, to make the bonus action, make a dexterity saving throw. How about that?
Oh, to be able to make the change? Alright, I got that. That's better. That's
Dexterity
better.
saving throw.
That's a 19.
19.
Plus, do I add a stat to that?
I'll give you 3.
It's
Do I add my dex to that is what I'm asking.
yeah, you had your dex.
Okay.
It's,
So it's 23.
23. All right. So you're still going to take some falling damage, but you're going to take less. So like you change into beast form, and like you just maintain that momentum, and you still hit the stairs.
Even if I'm a bird?
Even if you're a bird, you're going to be prone and take a couple of hit points.
Poor birdie.
Am I misunderstanding it? Like, am I falling straight down? Is it like...
There's steep, slippery stairs.
So you're
it's
falling
like-
onto the steps and then sliding.
Alright. I'm gonna stop fucking off. I'll just take the damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard check.
No, it wasn't.
Jesus.
No, I was just like, if I could use the bonus... I thought we were falling like, whoop, straight down.
No, it's like you're tumbling downstairs.
I thought we were taking like full
Yes.
falling damage, dropping 60.
No.
I got you.
No, it's like it's 21. Just to soften you up because
No, 21's good.
make
Weekend 21.
somebody make an intelligence check and then somebody else make a wisdom check for me.
I'll make intelligence.
I'm not making that wisdom check.
18.
18. You get a feeling that this is leading down into the lair that you've already been down into.
Oh, cool. Cool. I'm okay with that.
You should make the wisdom check.
I didn't even say what I... Oh, I just... Yeah,
Just make a wisdom check.
yeah let me...
I get -2.
Because I can't see.
Oh, you can't see. But you could.
My dark vision is piss. Because
So I have to make a wisdom check?
No, not yet.
I can cast dark vision.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Well, for 8 hours? Yeah.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna break a carrot and cast dark vision.
Okay. Yeah.
And make that wisdom
So the
check.
deer nibbles on a carrot and he has dark vision.
That sucks. It's a 9 plus...
It's wisdom. You're proficient in
Plus
it.
5 plus 5, so 19.
Yeah. You also get the feeling that these stairs are probably on their way down into the dragon's lair that you know to be dead, and they now also know to be dead, and you know that they used to be servants to, which is why they would lie to you about him being dead, because they're trying to protect him, because people have come up to the north to try to slay the dragon a bunch of times.
We should scout around.
And they're kind of enslaved to it, and they'd rather protect it, you know, because the devil you know. Kind of, sort of situation.
I don't think I can climb back up those stairs. That hurt.
But yeah, you know this to be leading to the map that you've seen so many times already.
Oh crap. I left the whiskey pot kettle burning.
Mm.
Oh well.
Hopefully it'll burn that fucking place to the ground.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use 2 beads on my prayer necklace and cast 2nd level cure wounds on Trevor and myself. We each get a D8 plus my spellcasting modifier in hit points.
Alright, so once you guys get to the bottom of the stairs, So you, who walked down safely, find your friends gathering themselves amongst a pile of like musty furs and
Ouch.
you go down
So you're
the slippery stairs and then actually a wooden ladder down
plus
into
4 plus
a
5,
chamber
so
that
it's
has
18.
a couple of
I get it.
broken wooden baskets and leather strips and
17.
walrus ribs, and then a couple of baskets of frozen fish and skin wrapped bundles of rotting shark meat, which actually somebody make an intelligence check to see if you know a little bit about that.
Ooh, I don't have high intelligence.
I have plus
You know-
1 in the net.
You know that not necessarily rotting, but fermented shark's meat is known to be a delicacy.
I thought that poison shit was actually pretty good. I mean, they cooked it where
They spoiled it just right.
Spoiled it just right.
Yeah, the problem is they added poison. Bad ingredient.
I mean, they tried to add. Well, they added poison. They tried to poison us. Maybe it was just a test.
Maybe, but I feel like we're stuck down here now, so let's snoop around.
Yeah, I feel like your friend is probably fucking dead.
What's the
Not
name?
my friend.
Name of the
We
person?
had a mission. Makath.
Well, why would she want to be down here in the first place, Makath?
The dragon horn.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably started looking around here.
Which we didn't find the dragon horn.
Mm-mm.
Was the dragon horn supposed to be here?
Not to my knowledge. I just know that Makath was coming here to find it.
I think the locals might have it.
Speculating. I mean, they go through everything. If they poisoned her, they could have taken everything.
But they didn't seem to realize that the dragon was dead. I don't think they would be able to retrieve the horn if it was here.
They did watch it while he was away. I know the giant whatever they watched while he was gone. People could have easily snuck by.
Alright, so we've had a couple of good intelligence rolls, so just a refresher on what you learned about Makath the Crimson from Dala Silmerhelve. Dalma Silmerhelve is a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, League of Mages based in the city of Luskin. She told you about Makath the Crimson. She was one of the best and brightest of the Arcane Brotherhood. She set sail north about 3 years ago and hasn't been seen or heard from since. Her specific mission was... Some of her questions could only be answered by dragons, and the nearest dragon to where she was at the time was Aragathor, the Old White Death. And so she set sail on an expedition to learn those answers.
Should we go back to the dragons?
One of those questions was about the Draghorn.
Should we go back to the Dragon's Cave to double check for any clues, or?
I would say so. We didn't even get to investigate it.
Well, yeah, I suppose we kind of know our way there from here.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of chambers that you guys haven't been through because you bypassed them. Like specifically, like 3 through 13 or 14. So we're gonna take a little break and we'll get that map up.
Nice.
And yeah.
All right.
There's like a wall just a little bit away from where you guys tumbled into, and so to your left you had baskets and piles of furs, and to your right you had spoiled fish and shark meat wrapped in leather, and you see that there is no far wall, and to the end of your dark vision, it extends in both directions, so 60 feet or more.
Well, I'd like to search this chamber.
So you want to follow the wall to the left or to the right?
I think we went.
We went left
Yeah.
last time, so let's
To the
try.
left.
You've never been in here at all ever.
Well, right would take us out, so you go left.
Well, so you went down.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a chamber. It goes left and right. So you can go back, or you can go left or right. You haven't been left or right. You've never been here ever.
Let's try left.
Yeah. Well, I know
Always
it's
to
in
the
the
left.
Yeah.
Okay. You head to the left. Murder. All right. So you follow this wall, and it opens up. So it goes from like being a hallway to it's about 45 feet from where the room opens up. You see make a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah, like if you guys like just open up, it's like, oh, the room opens up.
Number 6.
19.
Alright. So yeah, you guys see visibly in front of you what looks to be a bunch of like abominable snowmen or yeti,
Mm-hmm.
a trio of bahirs, a giant squid, like a giant squid, like 30 feet long giant squid, like all frozen in action, like on display in front of you.
In the ice?
Yeah, like it's frozen in ice in this like giant chamber that opens up inside this this hallway. It's like, oh, you went from like, oh, I fell into like a cupboard to like, holy hell, this hallway just took me to like a giant chamber. So with your good perception check, who had the highest one? You had a 21?
I had a 21.
Okay. So you see what looks like a dark backdrop for like these large frozen figurines. You kind of like take a step back extra and look up, and you see that there's an entire sailboat. It's not like a big sailboat, but there's an entire sailboat also just completely covered in frost and ice and icicles.
Is there anything in this boat? Is it accessible?
It might be to a person who can climb, which is this person. If there's any climbable things.
You want to climb up onto the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just make like a general strength or acrobatics check to climb up. There's like a ladder, but it doesn't go all the way up to the deck. It is. Uh-oh. Are we gonna just laugh a little bit?
That's really good.
Okay.
So 29.
So more like you just kind of jump and then like Iron Man land, the 3-point stance land on the deck of this ship. And with the 29, I'm just going to add it to your perception check. You see right in front of you on the deck, like purposely spilled out, like this is a display. Like, somebody make like an insight or like an intuitive type check.
I do insight. I might. 16.
16. This could be a trophy room.
Could they have purposely frozen all these things?
Not they.
The tribal people?
Do I notice any gnarly looking beasts?
You guys should.
Like a rhino?
You've already seen like some
It's a giant
yeti,
octopus.
a giant squid, 3 behirs, BHIRS. Like, shit, I should have made you guys like roll an intelligence check for what that is. But
Are any of them beasts that I could turn into?
there are
That's what
some
I'm getting at.
beasts.
I don't know if I can turn into a bahir.
You guys should. You should, since he's all fangasming over the.
I'm gonna try to
Giants
turn
and
into a
stuff?
bahir.
It's a monstrosity. Sorry.
You should try to find the tiefling,
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
Makath, because she might be in this room.
She
as a
might be
trophy.
frozen in ice. That's actually yeah. Make an investigation check for the rest of the room. Let me get this room back opened up here.
Is that intelligence? Yeah, it is.
So right in front of you, on the deck of the boat, you might not want to do your investigation check yet because you landed right in front of an open chest of gold and jewels sitting spilled on the ship's deck, kind of as a display. Are you ready? Are you ready? 375 gold pieces.
375
1,480 electrum.
Mm-hmm.
E
495 silver pieces.
is
Plus jewelry and other precious objects adding up to 225 gold pieces.
225 jewelry.
I rolled a natural 20 on my investigation.
Okay.
So that's a 21.
Okay. And you rolled a 21 investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Treasure.
So looking around this chamber, you see that this is just like one of maybe several that come off of like a hallway. And the way you deduce this is you realize that you kind of just followed like one wall and like it opened up into like a large chamber, and if you go back across you can follow another wall and it kind of does this, but you just walk around the center of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Well,
okay, this is the meta.
if this is close as we get to a trophy room, we're bound to come across the horn pretty soon here.
Maybe,
Potentially.
probably.
That's how I just related them. So we should thoroughly investigate this place. Maybe find the horn in the car.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I have dark vision for another 8 hours, so we can.
How big is this little
Is it bigger or is it
boat?
little?
Sorry, this sailboat or whatever you called it, a sailboat, right?
Yeah. So this is the room.
That's a fairly good sized sailboat.
Yeah. So I mean, each square is like 15 feet, and so it's like almost 60 feet long, but it's longer than 45.
I'm gonna investigate further on this boat, like look for traps and all that stuff.
It's not that big of a boat.
Okay,
Like it's a long boat.
but it's not like
It's like, that's why I said a sailboat instead of a ship.
okay.
It's like so like I said, it's almost 60 feet long. It's got like places for people to row. It has a sail, one,
Okay.
and the sail is like up, and like you see it's a trophy.
Okay.
It had like a chest of gold spilled out on the deck. There's not a whole lot going on
Okay.
inside. This is a trophy room.
Okay, then I'll probably end up getting off that boat.
And yeah, there's like large beasts and stuff. There's like a giant frozen squid in front of it. Yeah. So like you've looked about and this, yeah, and Red had some interesting information.
Yeah. So there's lots of connecting rooms to this current cavern or whatever. But if this is their idea of a trophy room, we're bound to, I think, come across the horn potentially.
And Makath.
Yeah, let's keep digging around.
So
So you guys make your way out, and again, you can go left or right.
So we should go
Right, yeah.
from the room we're in.
From the room you're in. So you've gone left into this room, so you're going to go right and go back to like the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you follow the hallway and you follow the wall again, and you see that it opens up into the chamber you came into, and then again you're following the wall, and then to your right there is another chamber. And whoever's in front, make a perception check.
19?
Okay. And just for fun, make an intelligence check.
Okay. 20.
20? Okay. And you see in front of you, frozen in motion with like a giant club, a frost giant, but you know it to be frozen in motion. At 45 feet, this frost giant is mistakable for being like alive. Somebody make an insight check.
That would be you.
I mean,
You have good
I
insight.
make these all the time. You want to make an insight check?
No, I get -2.
Oh, shit.
That's why we said
Fair
good.
enough. See? I should have went with you anyway. 14.
14. This is possibly another trophy room.
Good.
We should look around.
Now that it's frozen in ice, would it be considered a construct?
No.
I want to break a knee. See if he'll fall over.
That's not. Let's not do that.
What is it?
It's frost
It's a
giant.
frost giant.
Oh.
45
Frozen
feet.
in ice. Or some kind of giant frozen in ice.
I know it to be a frost giant.
Okay.
I rolled high.
I'll shoot. So, I guess
That's
let's...
an ugly motherfucker.
We should look around.
Another investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should do more investigating around the whole room.
You see that there's just a few frozen giants, and everybody make a perception check. Like everybody.
10.
This is a fresh one.
17.
17.
17 as well.
17 as well. Just real quick, like, gonna make a...
Oh, sorry. 16. Mobby.
Alright. You guys get the feeling you're not alone in this room.
I want to detect evil.
Smells like a bitch in here.
Which is really just sensing a demon or a spirit.
Okay, let me, what are the specifics of detect evil?
It's just whether like a demon, a demonic, or a spirit is in there. You know.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I
Just
gotcha.
Let's see. Where is it?
For their duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, and where they're located. You also know if there's a place or object within 30 feet that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. It can penetrate most barriers. It's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, or 1 thin sheet of lead.
okay. All right. So no, you don't detect any of those things.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad.
Vanish the undead!
Okay, then I just call out to Makath, like, can you hear us, Makath?
Makath does not hear you.
Makath. Damn.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's a city in Iron Sky.
Yeah. Middle Earth.
Oh, Metal Earth.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys thoroughly explore the Hall of Giants, which is yet another trophy room, and from there you can double back and explore the hallway further, or continue on in this particular hallway which, spoiler alert, if you continue on in the direction you're going, if you continue on long enough, you get back to where you started.
Okay.
Let's continue a bit further.
All right, groovy. So as you're heading down this hallway, which you now know to be just a wide and tall hallway, you see that it actually forks left, right, and middle. Which way do you go?
Either left or right. I'm going to go left.
Left? Always left.
Go left. All right. That takes us back to it's a place that you haven't been yet. This chamber is empty except for 3 bundles of rolled up seal skins sitting where a ladder descends from a chute above, approximately the center of the room. Additionally, a bed of piled furs has been arranged in a southwest corner from which a sound of loud coughing can be heard.
From the ladder?
Pile of furs is coughing.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Well, go investigate it.
Yeah.
The fur is coughing?
Yeah. Let's go investigate that.
I draw my crossbow.
His crossbow.
His crossbow.
I load a steel bolt.
Ooh. Yes.
So 17.
21.
All right, so you guys go and frisk the furs, and there is a ice hunter.
Oh.
Weird.
Just one though. He's like kind of in the middle of a coughing fit, and you kind of have a hold of him. What do you do?
Cover his mouth.
He's covering his own mouth.
Oh. Okay. Never mind.
Are you gonna grapple him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Let's grapple.
No. I'll heal him for 5 points to see if that helps his cough. With the lay on hands.
Paladin.
Like pat him on the back, lay on hands.
Yeah, let me.
I like that. I was about to loose a steel bolt into his dome.
No, don't do that.
I was about to help you.
It could be a new convert.
I still might.
Yeah, we do.
I hope you're ready.
With your lay on hands,
It cures poison and disease too.
does it count as a lesser restoration? Because like if you use your lay on hands, I'll give you for your 5 hit points that it's actually going to cost you a lesser restoration. But if you don't give him the 5 hit points, or if it counts as a lesser restoration, then that's what I'm going to tell you.
It doesn't. It just says it heals and
cures. All right, so you heal him for 5 hit points, but he does not get better. But you know from like that divine touch and a transfer of your divine healing into him, you get the feeling it would take like a lesser restoration. Which, do you know that at level 12?
No, that's like my only heal spell.
I think you actually might know it, but
Lesser restoration.
but you know you get the divine sense for those 5
got
hit
that.
points. The goodness
I've
of
got
your
that on
heart
the
tells
bead.
you.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I got.
But it will cost a lesser restoration to heal his wound or his sickness.
Taro, come help this man. He's in grave need. He could.
We need answers. If
He might be
doesn't
the
give
one
it to
who will
us.
talk to us.
Please,
Take my
sir.
crossbow.
Don't kill me. Please, sir.
I put it away.
He knows English. I mean,
And I go and I pinch an anal bead and I cast, I think it's greater restoration.
He only needs lesser.
I think that's all I got. And I cast greater restoration.
He doesn't even have pimples anymore. Like he's so healthy.
Nice job.
Like
You did a good deed today.
make
Worth it.
an insight check.
I like insight checks. That's a nice guy right there. Oh, you get to go there. 8?
You have a trusted ally. Like
We
you
can
just
trust
made a
this
friend.
man.
I I let go of him. Dust myself off for a minute.
Are you okay, young man?
You can call me Men's Nets.
Men's nuts.
Men's Nets.
Men's nuts.
Yeah. He fixes nets.
Oh.
Yeah.
He got it.
Men's nets.
So, what are you doing down here by yourself, men nets?
Oh, this is where they put the sick and the infirm so that we don't infect everybody.
Well, I suppose you won't have to worry about that anymore, but we could use a guide around here.
Well, I don't know about being your guide. I kind of hate the kobolds and I hate the ice toads and not really fond of the dragon either. He's kind of big and scary.
We slayed
kinda
the
killed
dragon.
him.
You killed the old white death.
The old white death.
They did.
Show him the scale.
Yes, right here. As proof. So I don't have any.
Make a persuasion check.
We don't have to worry about toads or kobolds.
Or
23.
23. He believes you. You killed the old white dead. Old Ergothor is old dead.
Yep.
Ain't no more better.
I'm gonna hand him some dragon jerky. Would you like to try him?
And you see that he's got big.
Oh, are the dogs inside? It's raining right now.
No, they're not.
They're probably in the yard.
Okay.
What did dogs do before we dragged them into our houses and we started feeding them our food?
Nothing,
Oh.
because I don't do that.
Yeah, well, but you know,
Well, they built dog houses. And,
well, no dogs.
That's what a yurt is.
Dogs lived outside.
so,
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Yeah. You are there, and you see that this chamber that you're in, with this guy,
Ben nuts. He's a good friend now.
yeah.
So, or I said nuts. Yeah.
It's a Mend Nuts. That's what they used to call me up there too, Mr. Mend Nuts. Hey, me nuts are kind of aching. You want me nuts?
My apologies.
Targets it.
Midnets, have you
That's a
have you seen a lady that goes by Makath the Crimson?
Oh, you're going to ask somebody about Makath the Crimson finally, he says.
How did you know?
Oh, the Red Witch, I call her, the Red Witch. She's in room 8, I think.
Fucking found her,
So
mate.
you know where she is.
Give me a moment. I gotta consult my map of the area down here. You know, it's not every day that you live down here in the room number 2. This is where they put all midnets. It gets too cold to put them down here in room number 2. And then it's like, hey, familiarize yourself with the caverns underneath the town because you're shunned and you live down in the chamber number 2.
Is Men Nuts D&D canon? Is that what we're getting here? That's awesome. I bet there's a whole backstory and like, I bet he's got a family, you know? We gotta get him back there.
A pet seal, probably.
Look,
But anyway, I hate the fucking kobolds and I hate the ice toads and the ice trolls. The ice trolls are scary as shit,
They're
man.
all
they're all
frozen.
frozen.
No, those are the giants. There's ice trolls.
Those are frozen too.
Those were
Pretty sure you probably killed or snuck past the ice trolls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which did you do?
I think we
snuck past
snuck
them.
past them. We
Yeah.
gave them food actually.
Oh, that's
We
right.
gave them food and became friends with
Distract
them, and they
Yeah.
left us alone.
Yeah. So the ice trolls terrify me.
The ice trolls are our friends. We keep them away from us.
Oh fuck! No. According to this, Mendnets does not know about Makath. Oops.
No.
But yeah, she's
Does
room
now.
number 8.
Okay.
Well, now we know.
Or wait, no, you were there already. I'm sorry. She's in room number 10.
Oh, room number 10.
Now we know again anyway.
Yeah.
Well, man, that's
Well, because you messed up.
you owe us
Thank you
big
so
time.
much. Yeah. You're coming with us, bud.
Yeah, so you go back out and, so yeah, if you follow the fork to the right, that takes you, because, right, number 2 is a dead end, it actually
Yeah.
goes back out up to,
Where we
Up.
came.
Mhm.
Yeah.
up to the village
Right.
from which you came, but it's a different up. It's actually like within, the shaman's hut,
Mm-hmm.
which he could tell you because the shaman couldn't help him, so he's like, oh, I'll just send him down here in room number 2, and if he gets better, he gets better, and if he doesn't, he's dead.
Problem
And he
solved.
gets dead.
Well, let me tell you, man, that's they left you, but Bahamut won't.
So did we
You
go
need a
left or
true
right?
dragon to guide your path.
Bahamut, is he? Who's he? I know the old White Death. We've been worshipping him for generations. The old White Death, he spares some of us because we feed him the best of us.
The old White Death is but a child.
You know what they say, anybody with an IQ over 95, we just, we ritually feed him to the dragon, and we have first cousin marriage, and
Well, that's no way to live, and that's a lie he's fed you. So,
are you saying that we shouldn't do that, and we should maybe revere and uplift the people of us who want to drag us out of the Stone Age? Maybe have central heating and not live in ice huts and tents?
Yep.
But maybe we do it ourselves, and you don't move us out of our home village into your cities.
Mm-mm.
No,
Let us innovate our own
No,
way.
stay here. Definitely stay here.
Oh, so you mean like a lawful good deity with rules and tenets could raise my people from the Stone Age?
I was thinking more chaotic neutral.
No, it's lawful good. That's the only way to go. And
I
yes,
might be.
His name is Bahamut, you say?
yes, I can erect a statue for you so you can worship him daily.
I don't want
You do
anything to
that
do with your
statue.
erection. You keep your sodomy.
Oh,
I-
they're sub IQ. Don't get on it.
He said erection.
Okay.
Make the stone anyway.
Well,
All right.
yeah, we'll make a statue. How about that?
Maybe this.
All right, sorry. So anyway, that's everything I know. And if you just leave me here, I'll climb up the ladder and go up the slippery stairs and back to my wife and
Where's room
pet
10?
seal.
Before you go, where's room 10?
I don't really know about that. I just know that she's down in room 10.
Alright.
These
Like I
rooms-
said, I know about room 7 and room 8, and I hate the kobolds, and the ice trolls terrify me.
Which
And-
way is room 8?
Down the hallway.
Okay.
All right. Well, I give him a holy symbol of Bahamut to bring back to his family.
Okay.
May this bring you many sons.
Okay. Well, thanks for all your help, man. Nuts.
Thank you. If it wasn't for you guys trying to heal me, I might have been down here and ended up being dragon shit.
There's.
Well, Bahamut's to thank for that.
Yes. Thank you, Bahamut.
Hail.
Hail Bahamut. Oh, that just sounds kid friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Not to be
moving on.
mistaken for Baphomet.
Mutt. Bahamut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we leave him alone with this jerky and holy symbol. So.
We should go look for room 10.
To room 10.
We're gonna look for room 10. So he said that hallway.
The fork
are
we
they
came back
signs?
from.
Or are they like written in Draconic?
Yeah.
The fork we came from. I think you said to go right on it
Continue.
instead of forward.
We went to the left at the fork.
Mm-hmm. So if we go right, I think that would take us
Right. So we should go back from whence we came
Uh-huh.
And go right.
and go to the right
Instead of
from
forward
where we entered.
or left. Right.
Right.
Mhm. Indeed.
Okay, how do you proceed? He told you that there's kobolds and ice toads.
I don't like either of those.
We double back
We double back and we go to the right.
with gusto.
Sneakily.
Stealthfully.
Okay.
That's
So roll
I
stealth
cast-
checks.
Pass without a trace.
Add 10.
Plus 10,
Add
my
10.
friends.
12.
12.
39.
So you have
Are you in heavy plate?
Mm-hmm.
You roll at disadvantage.
Oh, I can't wait. Get me a 1. Still 12,
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
which is 4 minutes too. Plus 10.
Okay.
That's 26.
So I kind of just lumber along, echoing throughout the hall.
Rolled a 39. I rolled a 20 plus 10 plus 9.
You rolled a 20.
Yeah.
You're the best.
On the average, you guys are actually like almost impossible to hear. So, that being said, you know those blankets and furs and stuff that Mend Nets does not need anymore?
Mhm.
Rostam thought a great idea. She's like, let's tie some of this shit to your boots and put it in some of the joints of your armor so you're not so clinky and clacky.
Good thinking.
And she's like, and maybe you should save up and like spend some fucking platinum and get some nice shit like this so that you don't have to roll stealth at disadvantage and it doesn't weigh anything.
Well, what are you wearing?
Mithril.
Mithril.
Ah,
Dwarven.
and it's still plate?
Full plate.
Nice.
Full plate.
Yeah.
Nice.
With
No shield dual wielder with a 18 AC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Based
Like
minor.
seriously.
17 AC.
Yeah.
17.
17.
AC.
Still, Jesus.
Mine's 16. I'm in leather.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Well, yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
Just enough. Carries over to my beast form, too.
So if your beast form has a lower AC, you have a 17. That's dope.
16.
All right. Oh, well, still. It's dope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Arian's at like a whopping 15 with like 68 hit points.
At
You
least it's
probably
not
have more
old.
by now.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess you haven't been in for a while.
Yeah. Still.
Okay, so
All right, so yeah, with your combined stealth, you guys are actually pretty damn sneaky, and yeah, luckily Ice Toes are diligent at what they do. The right fork, as you went left at one fork and found Mend Nets, you knew that the central fork was probably the hallway, and so now you've gone to the right, and a bizarre sight greets you in this rough-walled chamber. About a dozen giant toads with thick mottled white hides are at work here, scribing strange writing onto the ice of the walls and on weathered parchments and stone tablets. A few toads are transferring parchments and tablets
Firewall.
into and out of floor and ceiling cubby holes cut into the ice along the entire southern wall of this chamber. What would you like to do?
What do you think, Tar?
yeah, we're all stealthed. I throw a javelin at them.
Do I know about what they
Make an attack roll.
would be resistant to? Like,
Make a nature check.
How far away are they?
So this is a chamber. Make an intelligence check real quick for me.
How? I got a 2.
It's just 2 then. It's terrible. You
15?
for some reason have a slight nosebleed, no hit points, but you forget how to count to 11. You guys see 11 ice toads in there, and what was 14? You said
15.
15. I'm gonna need to look this shit up anyway, because you're gonna have an encounter. Because he just started a surprise round.
Oh, yeah.
For your surprise round, you're doing your nature check. What would you like to do for the surprise round while your DM gets his stats out of his ass?
Right out of your ass.
New sheet.
We're getting either a firewall or a frost wall up in this bitch. Because we
Both
have
sound
nice
good.
new minis for
Oh
it.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I want to know, like, are they susceptible to frost, or are they
Yeah.
susceptible
So
to fire?
you, having encountered these creatures before, you know that they can breathe air and water. Any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet takes 3 cold damage. It's 1d6 cold damage. But you stood in their aura and took damage before.
Yeah.
And you know that they're immune to cold. They have good vision, and they seem pretty they're pretty aware of their surroundings. Like they handle themselves well in combat.
Do I think we could handle this, or should I bail?
So you faced
4 or 5 of them?
you faced 6 of them
6 of them.
and mopped the floor with them with a party of 5.
3v11.
Challenge round?
So you know this. Did Amber blow him away with a fucking fireball?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you know that they don't have a whole lot of hit points.
Nice.
Let's find out.
They deal some damage. They have low ACs.
Mm-hmm.
You know that for sure. You faced them. Like they couldn't stand up to like one massive fireball. She just mopped up like. Did she kill all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They like unfortunately
she
they
toasted
unfortunately grouped up the way they are grouped up right now. So give me a library if you can, assistant DM. You're exactly that far away. You snuck in behind them. You're within range. Like that's 25 feet. So you're within range for a javelin and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's about.
Javelin is 30 feet, so aren't
Yeah.
people at the
So
wall?
like I said, you're within range. You're good to go.
Okay, cool.
30 is the maximum minimum. So like you're anything within 30 feet, you're rolling within regular. Anything over 30 feet, you roll at disadvantage. And it's bullshit at 60 feet, I believe. Is it 30-60?
It's 120.
120?
Yeah, 30 to 120.
Okay, that's beefcake.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw a javelin. Well, I guess you can throw a javelin like
You really
that
launch
since
that
they do
thing.
have the javelin ka-chang in the Olympics. Which is also a conspiracy. I'm just kidding.
So
There were no Olympics!
For my surprise round, am I able to move up 5 spaces?
What? I just think saying preposterous shit
5
makes
feet,
people
sorry.
think for themselves.
I mean, you're right.
Well, I want to pierce someone against a wall. So
Okay, so your attack. What are you doing? You're gonna.
Could I move just 5 feet?
You can move as many feet as you want up to 30.
Up to 30? Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to move 5 feet and do my breath weapon.
Okay, so you want to get within 15.
Feet, yeah.
Okay. Or what's the maximum range on your breath weapon?
15 feet.
15 feet. So you actually need to move about 10 feet.
Oh, about 10 feet. Okay.
So 5, 10. And let's see, 5, 10, 15 feet. So you actually there. All right.
I should do
You
5.
have a little thing somewhere now.
It's in Jim
What's in
Buster.
Yeah, I'm getting
He's
it out.
getting it.
Here, you play with that if you're actually gonna do that.
It smells like fresh plastic.
Smell them carcinogens.
Ooh! Smells like my childhood.
Tastes like China.
So, how far is one of these?
So you'll get 2
You get 2?
or 2.
Okay. In a 15-foot cone?
Yep. You can come confirm if you like.
No, that's fine. I trust you.
I mean, he's right on the cusp, but not really.
Looks like 2.
Yeah. All right. So,
And then you can do
which 2 do you want? Because I'm gonna actually draw out their hit points, kind of, sort of, as they are.
As the left and right of me in front.
front and left.
Yeah.
Or front.
So forward and right, or because you're
These 2 right here.
okay. The 2. All right.
Sorry, from my side.
So
it was-
forward and left.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got an 18 initiative too.
All right.
Yeah.
So Rosalind moves and does breath weapon. And we're gonna call him. Okay, give me a second. I gotta draw these guys out, kind of sort of to monitor their hit points. I don't want to bone anybody.
Even like highlight on it? Or what?
I see it. Just keep on them too. You can tell them That looks like it is.
Oh my god, no.
Well, I'm gonna put 10 out. Dang. Oh well.
Pop another one out there.
We'll not worry about it. This could get bad. Could. Alright, roll that juicy damage, because I think they just rolled dex saving throws, right?
Yeah.
And the DC for your breath weapon is 12, 13? We've gone over this a million times, I still can't
I
seem
haven't
to keep
used
that
it.
now. I'm going to assume they fail with a natural 1 and a 6, though.
It is a 13.
Okay, 13.
So, ooh, 6, 6, 5, 4.
Okay, so...
12.
So here's, this makes it easy. 6 and 5 is 11, plus 10, 21. Alright, 21 damage.
To both?
Yeah,
Nice.
they both failed. They are poisoned.
Yeah.
Do they take poison damage and remain poisoned, or do they just take poison damage?
Just poison damage.
Okay. For this fight, just because of how bad it's going to get, we're going to use the, if you take more than half of your hit points in one go, you roll a death saving throw, and if you fail, you're dead.
Nice.
Just for this fight. Okay, they both save. They're up with not very many hit points. They are phased, for sure. You can tell. How is your poison? What's your poison like? Just for giggles and shits. Is it like necrotic? Is it like acid or?
It's like acid eats through.
Okay, yeah. So these guys are like bleeding from their eyes and like spitting blood.
Ooh.
Like you got them in the face and they're not well. Okay.
Are they like foaming too?
They're messed up. Like you're starting to see bone in spots.
Chunky.
Okay.
It would be Red's turn.
So
Red.
we're going to top. No, we're going to top of
Oh,
initiative
that's
now.
right.
Oh, that was
So that was a surprise round. You investigated them.
Yeah.
You threw javelin. You ran forward and spat poison.
I never rolled damage for the javelin.
Oh,
Yeah.
and which one were you hitting?
I wanted to try and pin one of those against the wall.
Okay, so
Javelin is a D6.
yeah, you got a good line of sight right where you're at. So we're gonna call him. We'll call him number 3.
Alright. I know where he is.
And then this is Mr. Front, and this is Mr. Left.
Alright, here's the damage from the javelin. 8.
8 damage.
Yeah.
All right. He's hit.
Did
He's
it
definitely hit.
did it pierce into the wall?
Uh,
Because he was scribing at the time.
he was not hit hard enough to be penetrated. I mean, he's bleeding. He's hit, but he's not like, he kind of like pulls it out and like turns and sneers at you.
Alright.
All right. So that starts initiative. So Rosalind, you're at the top. What would you like to do? You're within 15 feet of 2 guys,
Oh yeah, I wanted
and
to
they
move.
are phased.
Could I move forward?
Yeah, you can move
after
30
that?
feet. Okay. You don't want to go any further?
Just... Oh, she moved to like 15, huh?
Yeah.
Holding their flank, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'll go 1 forward. That way they're
Okay.
like...
All right, so you're at corners with them, so you can do melee with both. Good choice. Those are the guys that she just hit. Rosalind, is your turn. You can go to either side of him, or you can move, action, move, if you choose.
I'm gonna do the move action.
Okay, which way would you like to move?
Let's see.
So, this guy's like skull is starting
Yeah.
to show through his acid wounds. This guy's like chest is like steaming, and you see flesh just falling off of him. And then you've got angles, so you can go 30 feet. You can get within range of any of these people pretty much in this half circle. You can
Right.
do as you please.
I'm gonna get in the middle of them. Those three.
So you want to get right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Smash
then I'm
that
gonna
guy.
smash him.
Okay.
Smash him.
So I'm gonna hit him with just 2 hits right now.
Don't even worry about 2. Let's just go for the first one.
That's the wrong one.
So roll me a d20.
You got a purple black one.
Let me get that stat up here. What's your natural roll?
Oh, my natural roll?
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Yeah. So don't even worry about looking at anything else. That's a hit. So roll some juicy damage for this guy.
That's an 8 plus 7. 6.
8 plus 6. Dead.
Nice.
So yeah, knock that down. All right. So you can move and do 3 more attacks if you want.
I'm gonna do that then.
That one.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So
Cornering off here.
yeah. So that one's not even hit
That's pretty good,
yet.
'cause you
So
guys hold flank there.
Mm-hmm. And
just do
if the
one.
one moves, all
Uh,
opportunity attack.
yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens.
19 again.
Yeah, it's a hit.
10, 11, 12.
12 damage. All right. That's some good damage. It's bleeding. So we're gonna call that guy. Okay. So front is dead. Don't have to worry about front anymore. We're gonna call that guy number 1. And he's taken 12 damage. And yeah, he's got a big old cut right across his chest.
You got 2 more attacks, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm gonna wail on him with the other arm.
All right. So coming in with whack, first attack, one guy dies. Whack, second attack, next guy dies. One more time.
20.
Natural 20?
Natural.
No, he ain't dead. He might be after this though. Yeah, natural 20. All right, so roll 2d8. And then add your modifiers because modifiers are awesome.
One of them is 7.
They get
So,
modifiers
so you add the dice and then you just do the modifier one time.
Oh, 9,
6, 15.
15.
He's not looking well. He's like on a knee, panting.
Finish him off.
Yeah, you have at least like
So you have-
7 or 8.
So you have one more attack
Yeah.
for this round.
Yeah,
And you could do an action surge if you choose, but let's just do the one more
I'm just
attack.
doing one more attack for now.
Yeah.
head off.
16.
16 hits. What's that?
10?
4.
Yeah, he's dead.
They probably have like 30 HP.
Because you get plus 5, right?
I get plus 6.
Plus 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10. So yeah, he's dead.
Nailed it.
Alright, so you could... This is some meta nonsense, so that after we really get our stride, you can just say, action surge! But you could action surge, you've got plenty of movement, you could close the gap and possibly kill another guy on an action surge. Or you could stay right there.
I'm gonna make sure.
You could also just move and, be support for red.
Yeah, I think that's what I was gonna do.
Move and support.
Yeah.
Alright, so you move, action, move.
Yeah.
Done.
I'm gonna keep my action searches until I absolutely need it.
It's a good idea. Who knows what you're going to encounter in this monstrous cave? You guys only saw like 4 or 5 rooms.
Well, I'm gonna go after you, right?
Yeah.
So you're up.
You could charge them, and I could finish him, and I could
I'm just
go into the
saving
rest.
the action surge.
Alright.
'Cause
Yeah,
the more we
that's
link
the
up-
last of the movement. But you guys will be close, so if there's a druid among them, they can get you both. And I'm just kidding. But
Okay. Well, so it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll.
Am I flanking him?
it's not flanking yet.
Oh man.
So if I have 2 attacks, I can put one on him and one on another. If I move.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I'll attack him once.
Okay. Roll a d20.
Right. 17.
Yeah, it's a hit.
So it's a...
Tar told you guys before this encounter that they have a low AC. He said they're easy to hit, but they got a good number of hit points.
Just don't frost him.
So that's 11.
11. And that finishes him off.
Alright.
Deaded.
So, Lefty is dead. Alright, you got 30 feet of movement.
2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm gonna hit this one with
Okay.
a spell. Or
Oh.
a second attack.
Okay.
It goes through with a hit. 9 plus 1 plus 5 is 15.
Yeah.
Oh, and proficiency, right?
Yep.
So, nailed it.
Yep.
So yeah, let's see.
Alright, so, where are we here? Are you going for number...
I'll use a level 2 smite.
Okay, which character are you hitting here?
This one.
That one there? Okay,
That one
so
had the
that's-
javelin, but this one...
Yeah, so that's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, how many damage are we going for here?
Uh,
Oh, you're going to dump some smite in there?
yeah.
Congratulations.
Smited.
Level 2 smite.
Okay.
Okay, so 10, 21.
21.
Plus 5, and the weapon is one more, so 27
27. Like,
damage.
this, yeah, so this ice toad was like kind of up on like an ice toad step stool, putting something up in like the cubby in the wall there, and it is now on his back, like just it is not looking well.
Good.
Harpooned him.
Just jumping these toads.
Yeah.
Jumping.
Yeah. So
Totally.
Totally.
So that would be.
All
Tar's
right.
turn.
Yeah, Tark, you have the next initiative, although shitty.
Just go.
That's amazing.
Go with it. Move up. Do what you need to do. Get this side.
they were
Yeah,
pretty
you guys did a pretty solid clear. I mean,
Get that side with the core.
could finish this guy off with a shot,
Or
or
just.
okay, I'll
fire
cast
these
Wall of
guys.
Fire.
all right, do it like right there to block the rest
No,
off.
Not.
Should I do it here or should I do it here?
I do it with the 4 because we pretty much have it.
You could cover our flanks if you put it right there,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll flank you. So we're gonna go
just like right there.
where he is, basically touching him.
So,
That might hurt.
Well, no, you do the hot side. He gets to choose the hot side.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay, no, that's pretty dope. How many feet is this the wall of fire?
just 60.
Oh wow.
Just a comfy 60.
Yeah, so I mean,
feet.
he can make an S curve and have it come back on him.
So I pinch. Is it really? I mean, because that's kind of ridiculous.
It's a wall of fire
It
that
moves.
you control with
You
your
could curve it.
dude. Like, don't make me read your spells for you.
I thought I.
Don't make me
It
like
doesn't
meta
say
your
anything.
shit better for you.
It doesn't say anything about that though.
Wall of fire.
All right. Based.
Just enough to hit all of these cocksuckers.
You create a wall of fire on a solid surface within range. You can make the wall up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. Or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. You see the theme here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
ringed wall. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it moves. Okay. That's what we're going with.
Looks
The
good.
wall is opaque and lasts for the duration.
So basically, on top of these guys. On top of these guys.
Okay, and then 10 feet away from it is hot.
I believe that's what it said. 20
Uh,
feet high, 20 feet in. Oh, ringed wall in diameter.
creature takes
1 foot
5d8 fire damage.
Damn.
One side of the wall.
So they will all make a dexterity saving throw to take half.
Yeah, so, okay, so one side of the wall.
Selected by you when you cast this spell.
Yeah, so it's the far side of the wall, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
one
far
one guy's out of it. Two
These
guys?
Two. These two guys.
No, if they're within 10 feet, they're hit. I'm talking about this guy with the axe.
There
Yeah, that's
within
me.
10 feet.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
The
he's
little
out of
dwarf.
it. We're going.
No, this one.
Oh.
Basically starting on him. So moving.
So I'll just curve it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, he's there. All right.
I guess I could.
I think I'm like within 10 feet of that.
I can curve.
See,
and
but
hit
it's
that
the
guy.
side that he chooses. You see him on the
It's
screen?
not on. It's not on your.
Yeah, so
turn.
one of them.
Oh.
I'm gonna curb and hit that little sucker too.
Okay, and see, he's within 10 feet. Like, you know, the
Yeah,
meta is strong.
we're
So
gonna torch
this,
the
so
shit
is
out
this
of
one out?
No,
That's
it's on
not-
top of that guy. I just didn't
Okay,
remove him.
okay, gotcha,
Okay,
gotcha.
so basically it's here.
Okay, I feel ya.
All right.
So
Toasted.
we're just gonna ignore just for me for my sanity. We'll move this person.
Okay, that's fine.
So, yeah,
That's,
fine.
so I get it.
Okay.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and same. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so it's 5d8 fire damage,
Is that plus my spell modifier?
and they all do dex saves.
It's 14.
How many people are back there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We killed about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, you guys have
So
already
all
done
of
really well. Okay. So there's 7 back there.
You're totally not out of it.
All right, so I'm gonna go left to right. Save is 17.
17.
Okay. 1, 2, 3 failures. So just left to right. Just pull. Or actually, what's the damage?
24.
24. So they're all really phased. Really phased.
Very toasty.
Like bleeding and boiling flesh. Okay. Ooh, 2 natural 18s. So
That's pretty good.
That halves the damage, right? Yeah.
that just halves the damage. So 1, 2, 3 failures. They're taking full damage. These two are going to take half damage. And this is
That one's dead.
One of them was dead.
if anybody's been hit.
That white
One
one
of them
has been
has.
hit really hard.
Okay, dead. And this one was on the bookshelf, right?
Yeah, it took
Okay, and then this
8 from
has this guy been hit?
No.
No. Okay. So I have to roll for him still. Right. So these two saved.
toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and then you have half of 28. You said.
It's 24.
Oh, half of 24. Okay. All right. And all right, and that's less than half damage left, so they're both going to make saves. Oh, that's 5 saves that I have to make, actually. Okay, so 2 saves, 1 failure, so 1 all the way left, dead. Sorry, all the way left from me, yep, dead. Alright, those guys are still really phased. Really phased. Alright, and then 2 more saves. 19 and 17. Alright, so they're up. And then gotta actually roll a save for the guy all the way right for the save from the firewall. Takes full damage. Roll death save. 16, he saves.
Nice.
Alright. So you have a wall of fire. Everybody's going to start their turn within the next turn. So
It's if they end their turn in there.
yeah, well, where are they going to go, bro? They can walk through it. But it's at the start of their turn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right now. Yeah.
so yeah, at the start of their turn, they take damage.
No, it's at the end of their turn.
Oh, it's at the end of their turn?
Well, if they end their turn in there, they would.
If they end their turn in there.
Yeah.
What if they walk through it?
I'm not sure if I
Like, because they're not actually in it necessarily. I mean, 3 of them are
Each
in
creature
it.
that ends its turn within 10 feet of or inside the wall takes damage. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there.
Okay,
So if
so
it's in it and it leaves, it would be good.
okay, all right. Well, just because that would be the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's their turn because we just finished your turn. You don't want to move or do anything else. Any bonus actions?
So you have one.
I've I've got range though. I like this.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna move out and come in,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna move out
Opportunity attack then.
and come in. He hasn't left your range. He actually
Oh.
Yeah, he's just
he's
scooting
coming in closer. Let's see. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep. He's in. Not quite flanking.
Okay.
Pinch him off.
All right. That's going to be their movement. There aren't many of them left, and they're not doing well. All right, so we'll start with the one closest to me, to my right, not quite flanking Rosalind. This bloody, messed up ice toad is going to make a bite attack against you, Rosalind.
It's
It's a natural 14 plus
That's a
3,
hit.
17.
Oh, it's 17.
Ties. All right, so that's a hit. And
Thought defender was even with the attacker.
Yeah.
ties go to the attacker in this particular version.
Okay.
All right, and it's 1d8 cold bite damage. That's a 7. And I need you to make a strength. Is it a strength saving throw or is it just a strength check? It's a grapple check, so it's a strength check. So just strength. So just roll a d20, add your strength.
22.
Yeah, you saved. So you're not grappled, and you take 7 damage. That's it. All right. There's another ice toad to the opposite side of you. So the ice toad on the left gonna make a bite attack against you.
Who?
You.
Oh, okay.
Natural 1. It actually bites its own tongue and falls over dead because it had no... Although it's immune to cold damage. Never mind.
No, which one is it?
It's the one right in front of you. Just bit its own tongue.
Mhm.
It's not dead. But it did roll a natural 1. It's really late.
Crit failure.
Crit failure. Yeah.
Do I get an advantage for that?
Alright. And now we've got the one closest to me, between you and Rosalind. It's going to take a swing at you, Thorgrim, because why not?
Try me. My
All
shield
right.
hand.
Natural 13 plus 3 to hit. Is that a 16 going to hit?
No.
No? Alright. It's going to miss. You feel like this long, cold tongue like reach out to like punch and grab you, and you just like smash it away with your shield. All right, and at advantage, the one behind you. 16 plus 3, 19 to hit.
21.
And it's a miss. And then at advantage to the left of you.
To the front.
Or, yeah, to
those
the front of you,
directions.
to my left. 16. All right. And back to the top of the round, Rosalind.
I'm going to hit the guy in front of me.
Hit the guy in front of you.
Let me say 20.
Yeah, that's a hit. Is that a natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just double those dice. Dead.
Yeah.
It was more than 4, right?
7, 4,
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, okay. Pull that one down. Alright, turn around and kill the one behind you.
Yep. 14?
Hits.
6, 7, 8, 12.
That's exactly what you needed to kill it. Turn around and kill another one.
Yeah, pretty much.
How about this guy right here?
Yeah,
He
that's-
lost to die.
It's a 17 plus 3.
That's a hit.
7.
7. Dead.
Nice.
And that's
Pick
3,
them
so
off.
1 more.
Yeah, you can do
You
one
have to
more.
get the one planking him.
Okay, so behind. The one behind.
Yep.
He's gonna
Okay.
move and attack.
Yep.
That's 17.
That's a hit.
7 plus 6.
Dead.
Okay.
That's my move.
Alright. And then I'll go ahead and just smash the one in front of me with my badass mace. 9 plus its strength and proficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 18.
Hits.
Alright. Yeah, I go ahead and just like smash that fucking ugly brain in.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll?
Damage. Just in case. Just in case you fail.
Roll that 1.
So, 8.
8. Dead. Is there anybody left?
Nope.
Nope.
Tar, would you like to keep your wall of fire up? Maybe toast some marshmallows? Barbecue some dragon jerky?
Yeah, I mean, do we camp here?
No.
We can cook some frogs.
I'm not really tired.
Dude, you softened those up real easy.
Frog legs?
Yeah.
Anyone?
I've got a axe still. Let's...
Yeah, they're not even necessarily evil creatures. So
Do we short rest? Do we long rest?
Short rest. I only
it's still
have
like
to-
early afternoon.
Yeah, I got plenty of spells. So,
Drop firewall and we continue on.
alright.
Do we
Alright.
take an actual break and reload? Or do we
Yeah.
keep going?
Would we have been able to talk to them if we decided to be civil? Probably not.
I mean, they speak.
Frog? Aquan? Something funky?
They speak on a level. I mean, they have an intelligence of -1, so they speak.
Wow.
If what we wouldn't have found a really good answer.
Because like they serve the old white death. So
Well, then it's probably good we got rid of his acolytes.
Yeah.
So, no worries. No hard feelings there.
are we taking a break?
Mhm.
Sure. We kind of killed a dozen
Might
toads,
as well
so...
before we get to go looking for more. Oh.
All right. So I only had you guys kill 10, so it's 10. All right.
Oh, that's comfy.
Yeah.
That's a
2,
comfortable
4,
retcon.
6, 8, 10. Yeah. All right. So total of 10 ice-toad bodies lie on the floor of this workplace chamber in front of you. Scribing materials and tallies are carved into the ice. By the looks of it, they've been using sharpened antlers and their own claws to maintain rough maps of the sea of moving ice based on reports from the ice hunter villagers from the village above.
Could we check out some of the scrolls that they've been making for info on the horn?
If it's info with the horn, we don't know yet.
Hmm.
We don't know if the horn's in this place or not yet.
Or maybe they would know.
Sorry. I'm just gonna read this is wonderful, okay? The characters, that's you. Best chance to avoid a fight in this area to keep the toads from alerting the ice trolls, which you guys have already caught around, and there was no ruckus. You guys blew a firewall and then just smashed these guys. Like 12 seconds of noise probably wasn't enough to alert the ice trolls, who are on the opposite side of the cavern. Anyway, it is best for the characters to avoid a fight in this area to keep the toads from alerting the ice trolls. Anyway, the average ice toad is smart, but their leader, Mafarba, dead. Her knack for organization and governance had no outlet until her path crossed Erythor on the Sea of Moving Ice, and she has served him ever since. Not even Erythor understands the workings of Oyavagaton as well as Marfolb, who knows the contents and value of every pack, chest, and heap of coins in the iceberg, down to the last copper piece. You guys have already kind of looted it, but you killed the one person who might know where all the good shit is. In addition, data about Erythor and his treasures and his habits and the epic battles with frost giants and other monsters is all amassed in the Toad Scrolls. It includes exhaustive details on the ever-changing Sea of Moving Ice and the weather north of the spine of the world. And the culture of the elusive ice hunters, Marfolk feels great satisfaction in her life's work, but she knows too little about society south of the spine. The characters equipped with a bag of holding could take all the parchments and stone slabs with them when they leave Oyavagaton. The Arcane Brotherhood would regard this lore as one of the most amazing works of natural philosophy in existence. Once painstakingly translated, and yeah, without a bag of holding, this hoard would be much too large.
We have a bag of holding.
So,
I'm gonna put that in my bag of holding.
all right. So you have a hoard of, like, we'll just call it the Ice Toads Library.
Yeah. Let me put that down. Word. Ice toads.
You could just call it the Ice Toads Library. That would be sufficient. Alrighty.
Well, didn't find anything here. Darn.
Darn, he says. Didn't find anything, he says.
I say we should investigate the whole room again, just because.
Sure.
So, a painstaking investigation of the library hoard that you just put in the bag of holding might, like, give you some information, but it would take you a very long time. It is literally someone's life work with the assistance of other ice toads.
Okay. I'm not going to read that much.
No.
So,
Alright, so we slayed the evil beasts, these thoughtless creatures, you know.
We should keep pushing forward stealthily to find Crimson's room.
Okay. So yeah.
so there is a chamber beyond the chamber that you're in, and you have not explored it.
Let's go in that chamber.
So you
Stealthily.
proceed forward to, like, there is a ways past the ice toads' bodies. There's a narrow hallway that goes into another narrow chamber. Make a perception check.
That's a 21.
Okay.
Don't worry about me.
All right. Since a 21 is pretty high for Rosalind, because she rolls high with the dice, though, I can see it kind of like this. Tar says, Rosalind, what do your dark vision eyes see? Because I don't have it, and I don't feel like blowing a spell.
Oh, wait, how long does
No,
my dark
his is
vision last?
for 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it concentration?
No longer have dark vision. Because I had to concentrate on the firewall.
Okay. So he asks that question, and she answers as her eyes kind of glaze over. She says, "This freezing, miserable chamber makes for a perfect home for the ice toads, but is presently empty. None of the toads' belongings here have value as loot, but they have a strange and curious collection. Such objects include walrus tooth, walrus tooth arts and curios, spears fashioned from narwhal horn, oddly shaped furniture sculpted into the icy floor, and writing implements carved from baleen and other art objects carved from whalebone, driftwood, and mundane items such as silverware and corks and stoppers salvaged from ships' wrecks.
I take the silverware.
It's not actual silverware. It's like mundane, like made
Oh.
from like bone and wood. It's not actual silverware.
Never mind. I leave
They
the
should have said flatware.
Oh, I leave the toothpicks.
I apologize.
And that's in this small chamber.
That's in the small chamber, and yeah, it's that is all.
Okay,
That is
we
all.
should press back towards the way we're going for Crimson.
Yeah, we know that Makath should be in this cavern somewhere. So, so we just double back, or should we go back to the fork and keep
There's-
going forward?
Yeah, there's still more forward if you go
Yeah,
back
we
to your
should go
fork.
back that way.
Okay.
All right, so you go from 14 to 13 back to the hallway, and if you head out to the right, you feel and follow the wall. There's another right-hand turn.
Right hand turn.
I'll go right first. then.
Stealthily. I'm gonna do that stealthily.
All right, everybody, make a stealth check.
All right. 4.
25.
Mm, 18. 18.
Not me.
That's good for you guys. All right. The lowest was 4,
Mm-hmm.
and you would probably be at the back, and you would probably be at the lead, and you had 18.
No, I had 25.
25. Jesus. Okay. So Rosalind goes up ahead and peers in. Make a perception check, please.
19.
19. And you see in front of you with your dark vision 2 ice trolls who, judging by how low their perception checks were, are either sleeping or are engaged in some very deep navel gazing. But you see in front of you 2 ice trolls. We'll say one is sleeping and one is literally picking like lint out of his bare belly navel. And in this cavernous chamber filled with drifting mist, the drifting mist in this chamber shrouds pillars of ice going from floor to ceiling, and tucked in between these pillars are these giant trolls. On the ground is littered bones and other refuse. You hear just over the breathing of the sleeping ice troll a faint sound of trickling water, and that's about what you get.
Should we take out the trash?
The thing is, last time we ended up giving them food.
Yeah, we've
Are they tough?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's the thing, we didn't fight them.
Well, there's only 2 of them. 2 vs 3.
You've seen them before.
Well, you've seen trolls before. They speak giant,
Yeah.
which you know.
Do I think?
But these are not the trolls you've met before,
No, I know.
which sounds a whole lot like these are not the trolls you're looking for.
You guys-
Do I think they would be formidable, or do I think I can handle them?
Make an insight check. based on the description and if you make a perception check, you can maybe make a better insight check. But this is based on what you heard from Rosalind, because you don't have the dark visions.
Well, my insight would have been a 9.
9.
9?
Based on what you know about trolls, when they're not like sleeping and pooping and picking lint out of their navel, they're usually killing and eating.
So we should go.
Yeah, sounds ungodly to me.
Do I think we can handle them?
Make a wisdom check.
It's not any better at all.
Just wisdom. And I guess
That's
if
a
you're
plus 10, 12.
12. So that's essentially like, is the DM gonna lie to me check, and it had a DC of 10, so you could probably take them. Like, you know things about
We have
trolls.
action surge.
Like,
I
you
have
definitely
two.
know things about trolls.
They're going to be quite formidable, but we might be able to.
What do you think, Red?
But you haven't been noticed currently also, so this is something that you should take into account. Like, if you're gonna meta the hell out of things right now, maybe you should walk away before they notice you.
How close are we?
We're still not.
You're-
Just 60 feet?
You're peering into a chamber, but you stealthed to peer into a chamber. So, like, I figure if you see them, they can see you, right?
Right.
So if you're talking in a echoey ice cavern, if you hear them, they hear you, right? And you're hearing water that you can't see.
Let me get a perception check real quick, just to scan the area in case there's anything other than trolls.
Okay.
Look for a chamber.
Solid 6. Not too
Despite having dark vision, it might be the fact that like Tar's in front of you or that Rosalind's in front of him, but you don't see anything that she just described. Like at all.
I'm ready to go.
Alright, let's
Back out slowly.
back out, yeah.
Okay, everybody make a stealth check.
Including you, baby.
2.
21. Spell check is your
23.
It's Dex.
yeah, 21.
What was that, Tar?
23.
23. Alright, so you guys catch Thorgrim as he's about to fall and then just carry him down the hallway a little bit further. So you kind of are peering into this chamber that you approached from... the chamber was on your right. Do you head back the way you came or farther down the hallway?
Further down,
Yeah.
it seems to be one large circle.
Which you know quite well. Alright.
I know my caves, you know.
Alright, so you head quite a ways farther. Like, this is probably the longest shot between, like, openings you've seen so far. Let's see here. So about 200 feet before you find another opening. But when you do, you find another hallway leading into another chamber. Just assuming Rosalind's taking the lead again.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was writing.
Every
That's fine.
single time.
Do you need me to roll?
No. Freebie. This open, unused chamber seems to be just waiting to be put to use. But in this open chamber, you see like a shallow set of ice-carved stairs leading to another door. So it's actually a ramp. So inside this chamber, just up a ramp from the other chamber, you see like a ice hunter tent. It looks a lot like an ice hunter tent. That's what you get for no roll. All right, and you were gonna ask.
I'm gonna go up to it quietly
Mm-hmm.
and just investigate and see what I can find.
Okay. So the empty floor of this chamber holds a most unexpected sight. A large shelter, seemingly built from scraps in the style of the tents used by the ice hunters above. The shelter is made from huge tapestries and carpets draped across a frame of whale ribs. It stands about 8 feet tall and 20 feet wide and 30 feet long. The bottom of the wall is draped down to the ground, leaving no gaps underneath. The tent has no obvious entrance, but you could slide between any two overlapping tapestries and emerge inside, you believe.
Should we hop on in?
I'm thinking so.
How would you like to slide on in?
I'm going to
Look at
cast.
tapestry.
Stealthily, boldly?
Going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
And pluck an eyelash from my own eye.
Okay. Alright, so everybody add +10 to your stealth roll.
Alright.
And then,
Nat 20.
nat
Holy
20.
shit. Plus 10, plus 10.
24.
That's a 40. Hello, stealth.
All of a sudden,
35.
you're the druid in the McElroy's new graduation campaign on the Adventure Zone, who is also a furbolg
Got a 35.
and a druid in the McElroy's Adventure Zone.
Is he sneaky?
I think he's based on you. I think they watch us. I'm just saying, we've been doing this for a year.
I mean, that's fair enough.
They just started.
We got like 6 viewers.
They have like 3 of them. So 3 of our 6 viewers are the McElroys.
Really?
Probably.
Yeah, we love you guys. You guys are the best.
No, but seriously, we love the Adventure Zone, and yeah, awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, who wants to take the lead? I guess with your stealth, you could take the lead, and then you got 35. That's terrible compared to his 40.
5 off, yeah.
What if I'll just enter in at different angles to flank him here and there?
Okay, and you, sir,
Yeah, plus 10.
got what?
I want to... Oh, 24.
24. Very nice. Very nice.
With the plus 10.
Yeah, really helps. Really helps quite a bit.
Oh, plus 9. I'm sorry, 39.
39.
Yeah, it's a plus 5 for the wisdom saving throw. Plus 4 for skill checks.
Okay.
39.
39.
Mark it 0.
Mark
All right,
fucking
well,
0.
The interior of the shelter is surprisingly warm thanks to a small stove and simple lamps burning in aromatic whale oil. Carpets on the floor are in thick layers, and tapestries from every culture in the known world are hung and suspended from a sturdy frame of whale ribs. Books and scrolls are stacked neatly on tables and reading stands made of hide and whalebone. The only furnishings in the shelter not made from natural furnishings are the carpets and tapestries. A portable writing desk appears to have been taken from a sailing ship.
This could be our missing person.
Yeah.
So,
Not quite finished yet.
Yeah.
Seated at this writing desk is a female tiefling wearing a blazing crimson cloak over tailored furs. The cloak is fastened with a silver and ivory brooch, bearing the design reminiscent of a branching tree. The 2 kobold attendants stand nearby, glancing nervously between you and the tiefling. Well, between you and the tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
They're practically invisible.
Yeah.
Glancing nervously between you and the tiefling. After a few moments, the tiefling looks up with an expression of pale disinterest and asks, "Have you come to save me or kill me? Not that there would be much difference between the two."
Well, yes, me and my party have come to rescue you from this Icelandic hell.
Well, Iceland's actually a rather nice place, but this iceberg is hell.
This iceberg hell.
I was instructed to come find you. and follow the path of what you took here. And
By Zataban.
yeah, by Zatapun. I say you're Crimson, right?
I am Makath the Crimson
Yeah.
of the Arcane Brotherhood. And when I came here 3 years ago,
3 years.
Arathor normally would have killed me without a second thought, but the brooch of the Arcane Brotherhood spared me for a moment. First, he asked me to decipher stolen writings of the Arcane Brotherhood. And then second, he had long sought a way to help his mate overcome her grieving over the death of the wizard she once served. I was able to convince him that she would be able to overcome the potent magic that bound her to the wizard that enslaved her. That's about all I got for that right now. I gotta read some more of that, I guess. Yeah. So she's not used to company. You can tell,
Yeah.
and she's pretty much been enslaved, like
For 3 years.
translating and inscribing and cataloging things for the dragon for like 3 years.
Okay. I know you're not up for questions right now, but if you'd like, we could take you back home and get the hell out of here.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, that's easy. Oops. 23.
23.
Yes.
I will leave with you under one condition. As awful as it is here, there is property of the Arcane Brotherhood in the Ice Troll's hoard and here in my chambers. I will not leave without it.
I've got the toad board.
Well, we need to gather the rest of the things that I have here.
Okay.
All right.
Would you know where the horn is? Dragon horn?
That was part of my research. Here's some things I can tell you that I know for sure. As of right now, Arathor is in the resting chamber of his lair. But anyway, you guys would know that he's already dead.
Oh, yeah.
True, can you let them know again?
Yeah.
If you want to press it, can you just... Ew. Someone might be...
I have a... Come here. What's up? Come on.
She also offers, are either of you good at archery?
Fair enough.
I can throw a spear.
Do you have a regular bow? I don't have crossbow bolts. I have 2 arrows of dragon slaying.
I have crossbow bolts, but I never use.
Do you have a regular bow?
Any one of us have a
I have 3 bows. So I'll give
You
her
have
one.
3 bows?
They're like-
No, she's offering you arrows of dragon slaying. Two
Oh.
2 arrows of dragon slaying.
I do have bows.
Okay, so if you have a regular bow, you can shoot 2 arrows
I'll
of
take
dragon
them.
slaying. All right. And then she offers. She's like, and could anybody use this? And she holds out a ring.
I use rings.
Rock, paper, scissors. That's 2 out of 3.
Alright. You're such a shithead.
Alright. So what is this magical ring?
It's a ring of cold resistance.
I don't need
Oh, you
that.
need that.
I need that.
I mean, do you not want that?
No, I want it. Cool.
Magic ring?
Mm-hmm.
I'll trade you this ring for it. And I pull a silver ring out of my pocket.
What's that do?
Only you can find out.
Okay. And here's the other thing that she knows based on your
Maybe later.
Draghorn question. The Draghorn was here when Makath came to Obyavagaton 3 years ago, but a group of humans wearing distinctive robes came to the iceberg half a year ago. After negotiating with Arathator, they took the device away. The characters recognize the descriptions of these people, or maybe roll a history or intelligence check. Everybody.
History.
Oh,
I don't know which one I actually have.
7.
History or insight?
No, history or intelligence.
History is intelligence.
Yeah, but some people are proficient in history.
Oh, I got a 20.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1.
Okay. So Roxanne would recognize this because of her obsession with all things dragon, as she is a dragonborn. She recognizes the description of the distinctive black robes as being members of the Cult of the Dragon.
Oh no. And they're here?
No. They were here about 6 months ago.
That must mean they're with the other 2 dragons.
There's a dragon cult?
Yeah.
We have to. Oh, for
Heathens.
No, not
Baphomet.
Bahamut.
That's the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the other bad dragon.
Baphomet.
That's not a dragon name.
Tiamat.
Tiamat, yeah.
Tiamat. That's the bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we know about that one. I've played this game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
I heard they get medicine.
let me get back to the map. So yeah, after you guys gather all the crap out of Makath's chambers that she says she would not leave without, she says, "Oh wait, there's a little bit more back here," and she takes you to a chamber behind her her big tent, and there is yet another chamber up a little ramp, and it's a little bit lower of a ceiling, but it's still another chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever takes the lead, make a perception check.
I'll take the lead. 1.
All right. 3 shelves stand in this otherwise empty cavern.
Those are nice shelves.
Is that chick following with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's kind of like, oh wait, we got to go get this shit too.
Since I'm behind him and he's short, would I be able to see over him?
Yeah, just scoot me out of the way, whatever.
That's
Poor
better
little guy.
than a 1. That's a 15.
Blind and dumb. I just
Or
know
no,
how
I'm
to
sorry,
smash.
17.
Smash! Smash!
17.
Yeah.
All right.
Smash!
So Makath, seeing you starting to look around, directs you to the rest of the stolen Arcane Brotherhood's books and artifacts. And while you guys are gathering these things, she warns you that these writings are laced with diabolical lore that is anathema to the mortal mind, driving some insane. And she cautions you not to read or investigate these items individually for your own safety.
Okay.
No problem.
Well, I'm not immortal,
But it's ungodly.
but I'm not godly.
Do your thing.
You can read.
I can read, however, I'm not going to do that right here. Not while we're
Just
in
take a
this
sanity check. What's the problem?
Careful. I already got a few albums.
Oh, then yeah, probably not want to risk it. Bag
Oh,
holding.
wow.
Yeah.
Did you say shit? Goddamn.
It's a clan.
It's a clan.
Okay. How long are you guys gonna search this area? And you rolled a 17. Anybody else gonna make an investigation check for these bookshelves?
Oh, why not?
I investigate things.
Wow. Okay. 17. My one good roll.
Yeah.
Another couple actually.
Well, there are 3 bookshelves, so that's why I'm giving everybody a roll.
10.
10. All right. So between the two of you, you guys find you're the note taker. Ready? You find 10 scrolls
Hello.
that are not stolen artifacts from the Arcane Brotherhood, so they're up for grabs as part of the loot for the hall, right? A scroll of gaseous form,
Helpful.
scroll of haste, scroll of protection from energy, scroll of water breathing, spell scroll of Evard's black tentacles. That would be good to give to a wizard since Amber already knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Fire shield, wall of fire, hold monster, chain lightning, and disintegrate.
I'll take the fire shield.
Well, it's a spell. Do you do arcane magic?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
You
is it
can
something
have
you
it.
can learn?
It's for arcane, so it could be read and used once. If you give it to your wizard, it could be had forever,
Gotcha.
What was the second
and
to
then the
last?
wizard could make it into a scroll.
Okay.
What was the second to last one?
Chain lightning,
Thank you.
disintegrate, hold monster.
I got the
Okay.
3 except that one.
Yeah, no, I'm only divine casting.
Cool.
All
Got
right.
it.
I got it too.
You can't cast.
No, but I will be able to soon.
Gonna go bard mode. That's
Yeah.
right.
So when you go bard, you don't have to worry about scrolls or
I know.
anything like that. You just
But they're good to have on hand before everyone leaves. So
Your wizard is the only one who can copy them.
yeah, like I mean they're great for one-time use. If you're and you got to look up the spells specifically, like the spell scrolls specifically, because some spell scrolls can be used by anybody, and then other spell scrolls
only by wizard.
have to be used by other people. I'm not positive on how that works yet. Luckily, I haven't had to get into that.
Not yet.
But the best way to deal with scrolls is if you have somebody who can use them and copy them, then they have that spell forever,
Yeah.
and they just have to prepare it, which is awesome. Whereas if you read the spell and use it, boom, it's gone forever. That makes me a sad
It
fan.
sucks.
Alright. Let's see this map here. You have been through almost every part of this chamber, or rather of this world that I have, this map rather, that I have given you.
like to get back to the frost skimmer
Um,
with the tiefling.
all right. So yeah, you guys have like a horde of books and stuff. Like your haversacks and bags of hoarding and whatnot are getting
Heavy.
very full.
What about the horde? Wasn't there a horde in the troll cavern?
But yeah, I thought.
So you have a cavern with trolls in it, which there is possibly stuff, like the live trolls that is, and then there is a area, a basement essentially beneath where you're at, which is the dragon's cavern, and you guys came in and explored all of that.
Been there, done that.
Okay.
Quite literally.
Okay. Yeah, I thought she had mentioned something.
So we have to escape with what's her face past the trolls.
Yeah.
I say we take the way we came in.
No.
from the first one.
Everyone within 30 feet of me, would they retain pass without a trace? Has it been an hour yet? I mean, how long
So
are we-
to add another person might require another casting.
it's just everything within 30 feet of me.
Oh, okay. Well then,
It's like a bubble.
yeah. So you include Makath, and I will just roll a stealth here. Yeah, 24.
That'll do.
Plus
So-
10.
That's
Yeah.
That's with the plus 10.
Oh,
She's a nerd,
Kind of saves you.
so yeah. So you guys could stealth out and get back to the frost skimmer.
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that's it. So she's convinced that the Drakhorn is not here.
She's convinced that the dragon cultists have it.
Yeah.
That's a
Fuck
start.
ass.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And that's probably why you've been hearing it so often lately, because these guys just have like major boners for bringing back like the reign of evil dragons and Tiamat.
They're really kind of leaving a trail.
Well, at least we have a direction now.
Yeah, and it's only 6 months cold.
It's not that bad.
And the dragon cultists also have like these masks that Rosalind is fascinated with as well.
That I'm trying to get for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I want my own pet dragon.
I do.
Dragons are comfy.
I'm a dragon.
We
Yeah.
sell dragons.
Why shouldn't a person own another person?
Do we have to scale
Hey,
back up?
mine is
the,
not a person, it's a monster.
Actually, dragons are
It's a
dragons.
dragon. Yeah.
I hand Rosalind some dragon jerky.
I eat it.
Do we get to scale back up the stairs?
So you guys could go up the stairs, up the rope. You could, pop up through the middle of the shaman's hut and fight your way out with like 40 ice hunters.
Let's try and avoid that one.
We're gonna stealth this one. So we're gonna get out the way that is fastest, which I would think would be the...
There were the slippery stairs. Oh no, that was through the village
Yeah,
also.
So the ladder.
We might have to go through the dragon place.
The rope.
The rope.
Let's see. Well, I guess since Tar picks up like he is large,
And
you could just carry her up with you.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna make a single check. She just kicks ass. So yeah, she
We
easily
tieflings.
she takes your backpack and puts it on her, and then she climbs onto you like a backpack. So she's like monkey holding onto you. Like her legs are wrapped around your waist.
My backpack is my haversack.
It's a backpack. You've
Do I
seen.
trust her with the haversack.
Just get going.
Yes.
All right, yeah, we're getting going. Excuse
So
me.
she puts on your backpack, and then she is your backpack.
Wow. So you into deer men?
No, this is just a lot easier than climbing up a rope.
Nobody's into deer men.
I mean, I just don't really know you, and I'm kind of like, demon blood.
Oh.
Like Makath the Crimson, red tiefling, red cloak,
Kind of my
white
friend, yeah.
teeth, horns, black hair.
So you're like a dragonborn?
Kind of.
I've never
Make
seen
a nature check. You know what demons are.
I don't know what a tiefling is. I really don't know what a tiefling is.
What's that?
3.
3? You don't know what a
Plus,
tiefling is.
whatever.
Like, do you know what Aryan is?
I'm convinced he's not human.
But he's still kind of human.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's not human.
Weird.
Do you have a
Like
concept of what an
furbolg?
angel is?
I know what furbolgs and dragonborn are, and orcs. She's not an orc. She smells kind of scaly.
It's probably all the fish.
Smells kind of fishy.
I don't smoke a fish.
Why?
What do you don't
Yeah.
know?
Why do you?
Okay, yeah, so you really don't know what a tiefling is, and you're not really sure about Aryan either. Maybe she's more like Aryan, even though she's red and has horns.
So she's a tiefling,
Job's gonna love this.
and we're on the boat now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So because we have time, I'm gonna just meta a little bit with my backstory because she might know something that I don't.
Let's see.
So I wanted to ask her because I have a tribal cloth, like an old ancient one that she might know about.
Where did you get it?
I've had it for my backstory the whole time.
Was it like your trinket you rolled for?
I think so.
Okay, and you have like an old tribal cloth.
Yeah, it's
It's like a banner, like a torn banner.
yeah.
Oh, a torn banner.
Yeah.
And she has
Okay.
a bunch of banners.
Well, since it's part of your backstory, what's the banner look like?
She has amnesia.
No, I have the banner.
Yeah, I know,
But you get to make it up. That's the whole thing. Is like I gave you a vague description. The rest
It's
is
like
on
black with greenish marking on it. We'll say it has a what?
you. You're a green dragonborn,
Yeah,
so it's like a family crest.
like a family crest. But would she know like what kind of crest? Because I have amnesia and I might be a higher.
It's a family crest. That's about all she's got. She's like, as with most families, many of them think they're better than others, and unless you're like the ruling class, how much better than the other families are you, or aren't you?
I'm just trying to remember my past, lady.
Well, since the fall of Draconia,
Ow.
there really isn't any hierarchy in dragon families anymore. They're all kind of refugees in foreign lands.
But there's gotta be that one. Other than Tiamat.
But the fall of Draconia,
But the uprise of Draconia.
that was before the fall of Draconia.
And
Make a history check.
It's sickly cool.
20.
20. So you would remember this only because everybody who has history more than like 300 years on this realm know that Draconia is a extraplanar, so it's like another material plane, but it's not on this plane. And in Draconia, there were many islands, and one of them actually was like flown out of the ground into the sky. And there are many chromatic dragons in Draconia, but the ruling families and the greatest of them all were actually the metallic dragons. And metallic dragons tend to be good, and it is believed that the metallic dragons are the descendants of Bahamut, who is the lawful good dragon god, whereas Tiamat is the lawful evil dragon god, mother of chromatic dragons. So Draconia is not the name of the plane, but it is the name of the floating island. I believe the other plane is called Taldore, created by Matthew Mercer. And on Draconia, or rather Draconia, the floating island in Taldore, it once crashed down, and many died. And there's a hierarchy of families. And you would know this as a dragon without a tail. Are you a dragon without a tail?
Nope.
You have a tail?
I have a tail.
Okay. So you would know that dragons with tails are generally considered highborn.
I have a backstory.
So there you go.
You just forgot it.
Or you're just always an uppity bitch wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Alright, I stab it once. Okay, I stab it 7 more times. It's like 7 fighters. That's awesome. I'm
Alright.
super glad they never balanced that out.
So, there
Never
you go.
change 5e. Never change.
It's still pretty balanced. Just saying,
Do
like,
you guys remember D&D Next?
no.
No, you guys pretty much main quested the main quest.